are dealing with functions in theme 5, and to just remind you what a function is, first of all, let us see how can we describe a function. There are 4 different ways. The first one is in words. Like for instance, we can say a triangle ABC has twice the area of another triangle PQR, and the triangle PQR has twice the area of triangle EFG. If we now represent this in an image, then we can look at the smaller one, triangle EFG, and then the next one, PQR, is now double the size of that. The area is double that size. And the big one is double the size of the triangle PQR. So this is if we use an image. If we use data such as a table, say for instance, we can list the triangles ABC, PQR and EFG. And for instance, say EFG has an area of 2.5 units squared, then area PQR, which is double that, is 2 times 2.5, which gives us 5 units, and area ABC, which is twice that of PQR, is 10 units. That's represented in a table. The last one is by using a formula. So if we then bring in, we want any relationship to be known, so just not the specific values 2.55 and 10, then we can say let this area of triangle EFG be x units squared. Then the center triangle PQR will be twice that area, so it's 2x, and triangle ABC will be twice triangle PQR, so it's twice 2x, which is 4x. So there's a relationship of x, 2x, 4x between the 3 triangles. Introducing this placeholder, the x, enable us to do much more than that specific. We have the unit square, we can do more. So if triangle EFG is now 20 units, then we can quickly calculate from the formula the other 2 angles and vice versa. Furthermore, if we look at any function y equal to f of x, then x is our independent variable and y is the dependent variable. So for each x value, there will be only one y value. We draw such a function on the Cartesian plane. This is a Cartesian plane where we have an x and a y, 2 dimensions. And always use the horizontal axis for the independent variable and the dependent variable on the vertical axis. Note that for each x value, we calculate a specific y value and write it as a pair within round brackets or in parentheses. If we assume that one block represents one unit, then the point A will have the coordinates -2, 1, and the point B will have the coordinates 2, -2. The first coordinate represents the independent value and the second coordinate the dependent value. In this case, x and y, because we have an x on the horizontal axis and a y on the vertical axis. The dots representing the points A and B are much too large, but we draw it in such a way to easily see them. It's important to realize that the horizontal axis on its own represents a real line. So we start at negative values and it increases until we reach 0, and then it increases until we go to infinity. The same is true for the vertical axis. The smallest value will be at the bottom, negative infinity, which we don't see now. We do not have enough space to draw such a large graph, and then it will continue up to 0 and continue increase the values in a positive direction. This is law. So if we do not have this convention that we all have the negatives on the left and the negatives at the bottom, then we cannot talk to each other. These are just basic stuff that you need to remember when you deal with functions.